On the last part, Goku fights Piccolo Jr. and barely edges out the victory. Piccolo Jr. lays unconscious outside the arena, while Goku lays injured and battered but inside the arena. Goku smiles as everyone rushes up to him to congratulate him. However, one person decides to stay behind. It was Kami. Kami instead chooses to walk towards Piccolo Jr. With Goku injured and Piccolo Jr. unconscious, he could finally do what he has been wanting to do all along, ridding the world of the curse that was Demon King Piccolo. Kami plunges a hand through the defenseless Piccolo Jr.'s chest, essentially ending both his own and Piccolo Jr.'s life simultaneously. Goku can't do anything but mourn the loss of his master, but he decides to heed Kami's dying wish to become the next Guardian of Earth. The loss of the Dragon Balls pushes Goku to train harder than he has ever done before, which also means that Chi-Chi is more inclined towards training, allowing Gohan to be trained from a young age as well. Meanwhile, Raditz finally arrives on Earth. As he steps out of his spaceport, he is immediately greeted with the sight of Kakarot. Goku had chosen to take the initiative to meet this alien as soon as he landed, in order to gauge his intentions and see what he wanted. After all, it was up to him to safeguard Earth. As Goku and Raditz square off, this is where we'll start off the What If for today. Let's get straight into it. Raditz smirks, asking Kakarot how he had detected him landing here. After all, it didn't look like Kakarot had a scouter of his own. Goku merely cocks his eyebrow in confusion. He didn't know who this Kakarot guy was and what a scouter was either. He ignores Raditz and instead decides to question Raditz why he came to Earth. Raditz tells Goku that he was here to recruit him for their cause, to defeat Frieza. But it looks like Goku still hadn't properly done his job yet, which was to exterminate the living beings on this planet. Seeing Goku's bewildered expression, Raditz was also confused, so he decides to just explain everything to Goku, proceeding to explain to Goku his true origins, the Saiyans and Frieza. It was a lot of information to absorb. Goku was seemingly calm on the outside, but inwardly was a flurry of emotions. Raditz being his long-lost brother didn't matter. The main issue was Raditz's intentions, and the fact that Raditz still felt slightly stronger than him. And it looked like Raditz wasn't here on good terms. Looks like there was no choice but to fight. Goku tells Raditz to leave. He doesn't care who Raditz is, but if Raditz was here to hurt his home, he would have to go through him first. Goku prepares his fighting stance. Raditz smirks. His scouter showed that Goku was at a measly power level of 100. This was gonna be a cakewalk. However, Goku immediately throws off all his weights. The fight with Piccolo Jr. had taught him never to hold himself back and to always be on guard. He will never lose a fight because of his carelessness ever again. Goku yells as he powers up, his aura flaring. Raditz watches in shock as Goku's power level goes all the way up from 100 to 900. This power level that Goku has is significantly higher than the Goku that we saw in canon, which was still in the 400s. But this 900 was still quite a bit behind Raditz's 1500 power level. And without Piccolo to assist him here, this fight was still going to be one where Goku has a significant disadvantage. Goku charges forward, meeting Raditz punch for punch. Immediately, it was clear that Raditz had the upper hand, but Goku's refined and superior martial arts technique, was able to temporarily allow Goku to keep up with Raditz, albeit with some difficulty. During the fight, however, Goku notices Raditz's tail hanging freely. The adrenaline and excitement from this fight has caused Raditz to let his guard down. Goku knows what he has to do next. Faking a punch to Raditz's face, Goku suddenly ducks and rolls, ending up right behind Raditz. Raditz turns around, a scowl on his face, annoyed at Goku's tenacity. However, Goku had already achieved his objective. Goku barely manages to grip Raditz's tail on time as Raditz suddenly feels his entire body becoming weak. Raditz falls to his knees, realizing that he had fallen prey to Goku's cheap tricks. Raditz inwardly panics as he begs Goku for mercy. However, in Raditz's mind, he knew that as soon as Goku let go of him, he would be able to take care of Goku. Goku here is still a pretty naive person. Even Kami's death wouldn't change his nature. However, compared to Goku in canon, he is much more wary and cautious. After all, it was his own lack of caution that had led to Kami's death. Goku hesitates, thinking about the pros and cons, but he ultimately decides, for the safety of Earth, for the safety of his family, letting Raditz go was simply too risky. Goku detested winning against an opponent with cheap tricks, but here he had no other choice. Goku grits his teeth in frustration as he punches Raditz mercilessly, over and over and over again. Raditz spits out blood as he struggles futilely against Goku's grip. Goku, deciding that Raditz had enough, finally lets go of Raditz as Raditz stumbles to the ground. At this point, Raditz was injured badly, and he was almost completely immobile on the floor. He tries to slowly crawl away back to his spaceport. Goku ponders on whether to spare Raditz. However, he decides to choose to spare Raditz this time around. He still wasn't one to kill his opponents unless it was necessary. However, if Raditz decided to come back after this, Goku still doubted his own ability to take Raditz down. And that was being overly optimistic that Raditz wouldn't contact any of his allies. Even excluding that fact, Raditz was still a ticking time bomb. Thus, Goku knew where he had to go next: the hyperbolic time chamber. He needed to squeeze in as much training in as possible in a short amount of time. Meanwhile, Raditz flees into space, humiliated and ashamed. He had lost to his little brother, someone who was deemed the lowest of Saiyans. Raditz reluctantly opens the communication channel in his scouter that connected him to Nappa, as he informs Nappa of the events that had transpired. Naturally, Vegeta was beside Nappa as well, and he hears of Raditz's failure as he insults Raditz, calling him a disgrace. Vegeta and Nappa then come together to a unanimous agreement. They would come over and put Kakarot in his place. Vegeta was pretty interested in how Kakarot had managed to surpass Raditz. Maybe there really was something special about him. Raditz decided that he would do some training as well. He definitely didn't want to disappoint Vegeta and Nappa when they arrived a year later. He was gonna be the one to take down Kakarot. But even saying this, Raditz's self-training was slow and inefficient. And it was plain and simple why. Raditz simply has no experience training whatsoever. Meanwhile, Goku steps into the White Room of Hell, known as the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. 1 year of training in 1 day. Time to make this training count. As Vegeta and Nappa embark on a journey towards Earth, the two Saiyan brothers each embark on their own separate training. Will Goku be able to stand up to the 3 Saiyan warriors, and will Raditz surviving change the story at all? Well, these are questions we'll answer in the next part on Dragon Ball Z.